Hi, everybody. My name is Nedra Bryan, and I am one of the transfer counselors here at WCC. And I wanted to explain a little bit about the history of WCC and the PepsiCo programs. PepsiCo Foundation has funded Uplift and S.M.I.L.E awards for SUNY WCC students for the past 3 years. And WCC was one of the first community colleges to be chosen for these awards. WCC is also one of 5 colleges in the nation to receive the S.M.I.L E Transfer Award. 10 awards of $25,000 per year for 2 years are reserved specifically for WCC students who represent an underserved community. Awards have been granted for the past 3 years. 30 WCC students are pursuing their degrees at Columbia, Baruch, and many other colleges, and you could be next. I just wanted to remind the attendees just a little bit about some of the few housekeeping rules, and just let you know that the session is being recorded. Please feel free to type any questions that you have into the chat during the presentation, and they will be addressed towards the end of the presentation. We will answer all questions. And all attendees will be muted until the final call for additional questions at the end. We will alert you and let you know when the questions are ready to be answered. And now I wanted to introduce our guest presenters and turn the presentation over to them. First, there's Tracy Rue, Talent Acquisition Director at PepsiCo, Bev Kraft, Program Manager, Scholarship America, and Jonathan George, PepsiCo Foundation.
Fantastic. Thank you for that introduction, Nedra, and welcome everyone. We're so glad to be here with you this Wednesday afternoon to talk about this exciting opportunity. So if we can please go to the next slide. To Nedra's point, there are a number of my colleagues and partners on the call today. Myself, I'm Tracy Rue White. I have the pleasure of leading diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives within PepsiCo's early talent acquisition space. And I partner with our philanthropic arm at PepsiCo, the PepsiCo Foundation, to lead the scholarship that we're here to talk about today, the S.M.I.L E Scholarship. We also have my partner in Shine, Mr. Jonathan George at the PepsiCo Foundation, who is a senior manager leading North America programs. I also have someone who's not on the slide, but is instrumental to our program and its execution is Miss Willa Woods, who is on my team and does a lot of the heavy lifting and support for professional development components of the S.M.I.L E Scholarship. And then last but not least, we have Beverly Kraft on the line as well from Scholarship America. And Beverly manages the facilitation of the scholarship, the selection of the scholars, as well as the administration of the scholarship funds directly from our vendor partner at Scholarship America. She's been with that organization for quite some time and just has a true love and passion for helping students excel. So we're grateful to be able to work with her in this capacity as well. Next slide. I'd love to start by talking about why PepsiCo and the PepsiCo Foundation are so invested in community colleges. As you all well know, we recognize the pivotal role that community colleges play in their local areas, right, in their local communities. It is an open door to an equitable path to access higher education, right? But even with that open door, we recognize that there are challenges that exist that unfortunately hinder students, especially underserved students, beyond the scope of the community college in not only persisting, but attaining completion, particularly as students are transferring from their community college onto a 4-year university. And so this is where we understood an opportunity to play a role in changing that trajectory. So the goal of the PepsiCo Foundation in this effort has been to establish a holistic program that truly breaks down barriers for community college students who are lacking access to financial support and professional development opportunities, increasing their completion rates, and then ultimately enabling students to acquire jobs in high growth industries. Some of you who are on the call may be familiar with the PepsiCo Foundation Uplift Scholarship, which is also active at WCC and focuses on providing funding and wraparound support for WCC students in select disciplines to pursue trade certificates, academic associate's degrees, and other opportunities to, I'd say, rapidly go out and start maximizing earnings potential. The second part of the PepsiCo Foundation Community College program, in addition to Uplift, is the S.M.I.L.E program, which is what we're here to discuss today. So the PepsiCo Foundation S.M.I.L.E Scholarship, with S.M.I.L.E being an acronym, which stands for Success Matters in Life and Education, is truly designed to help students who are leaving their community college journey and starting their journey at a four-year university to pursue a bachelor's degree. And through this effort, we have an opportunity to award up to 50 students with renewable scholarships of up to $25,000 per year for a maximum of 2 years for their undergraduate study. So in other words, the recipients of this scholarship from WCC can earn up to $50,000 to help pay for the completion of their bachelor's degree. So we're very excited about this. We are continuing our partnership. This is year 4, cannot believe it, even though I'm saying it out loud, year 4 of us, entering into this partnership and being able to engage with WCC students in this way. And we are just absolutely thrilled about it. Next slide. So it's an exciting opportunity. What does it take to be considered? In an effort, again, to help those who are most in need, we've identified the eligibility criteria for the scholarship as follows. Applicants must identify as one or more of the following from this first list you see on the top left. So applicants must either identify as a member of an underserved community, and an example of what that might look and feel like would be not receiving enough help, products, or services to meet basic needs, or have experience living or working in diverse environments, or they may be a first-generation college student. We define a first-generation college student as someone who has one or more of their parents that have not achieved a 4-year degree. They may identify as a socioeconomically disadvantaged student, or an individual who has overcome substantial educational or economic obstacles, or be a member of one or more organizations that are open to all, but whose missions seek to advance the needs of populations who are underserved or under-resourced in higher education. For example, a membership in an organization for a program in support of literacy and primary education, again, to help break down those barriers to higher education. So in that first list on the top left, you, as an applicant, would need to identify as at least one of those criteria to be eligible. Additional criteria to be eligible include being a current college undergraduate student attending one of the following colleges. If you are currently enrolled at Westchester Community College, you get to check that box. And then you'll see the other 4 partner schools that we are engaged with in the S.M.I.L.E scholarship as well. And so those include Dallas College in Texas, City Colleges of Chicago and Illinois, Valencia College in Orlando, Florida, and then Colorado Community College System, specifically their Denver, Aurora, and Front Range campuses. Additional criteria that applicants must meet in order to be eligible to be considered: you must have completed a minimum of 45 credit hours by last month. So by the end of January, you would have needed to have earned 45 credits. And that is really to help ensure that you stay on track to graduate within 2 years once you transfer to your four-year institution. Applicants must also have a minimum grade point average of a 2.75 on a 4.0 scale. They must plan to enroll in a full-time program at an accredited college or university in the US for the entire upcoming academic year, which would be the 2024-2025 academic year, and have an anticipated graduation date in 2026. They must be pursuing a bachelor's degree in an eligible STEM or business major, and we will list those for you all on the next slide. Applicants must also have an indefinite right to work in the United States without visa sponsorship. Again, as our ultimate goals are to help break down these barriers to higher education, but also to see our scholars be able to actively go out and create meaningful and thriving careers here in the US. And so in order to do that, you have to be authorized to work in the US, and that's the purpose behind that criteria. And then finally, applicants must also agree to receive communications directly from PepsiCo, as well as to a recorded final video interview. To learn more about the scholarship, we encourage you to visit the link here on the slide. And just want to remind everyone, the application does close on Friday, March 1st, and that is at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, next slide, please. So I'll pause here so that you all can take a look at the list of eligible majors that applicants can be pursuing in order to be considered for the program. It's important to note here that the majors listed are specific to the majors the applicant would pursue at their four-year university. So we understand that, you know, your current major or discipline may not have the same exact title at your community college, but you would need to be pursuing a degree in one of these fields that are on the slide at your four-year university in order to be eligible. Okay. Next slide, please. All right, so this slide gets me excited. So you all heard the big kind of marquee announcement around the scholarship, right? That it's up to $50,000 towards helping advance your education and achieve a bachelor's degree. But in addition to the financial funding from a cost of attendance and scholarship perspective, there's a very rich and robust suite of professional development benefits that come with the scholarship. First of those is our Money Talks Financial Wellness Program. This opportunity affords our scholars access to a wealth of content that is meant to really help build a firm financial knowledge and foundation base as our scholars are completing their undergraduate coursework and preparing to enter into the professional workforce. And so there's access to on-demand courses with topics such as debt management, understanding your credit score, retirement basics. Why should you be thinking about retirement even while you're still enrolled in school, right? That day will come one day, and it's important to make wise financial decisions from day one and set yourself up for success in the future. There are also tip sheets available for reference. And then the coolest part about this offering is that our scholars get one-on-one coaching from financial wellness professionals. So the opportunity to bring your unique financial situation and background to these conversations with these experienced professionals and have them help to create and curate bespoke financial plans with you is something that a lot of people pay good money for. It's pretty expensive, right, outside of this opportunity. And so to have the chance to connect one-on-one with these coaches, these finance coaches, I think is just invaluable. Additionally, in the program, we offer soft skill development workshops to help our scholars continue to grow professionally. Those have included topics such as resume preparation, interview skills with a chance to do mock interviews, networking basics, how to build your personal brand and your professional presence, leveraging LinkedIn, and so much more. We pride ourselves on having a dynamic relationship with our scholars, and so we often will survey our scholarship recipients to understand what's the content that would be most meaningful to you. We recognize that there are lots of resources available to students at the collegiate level, and sometimes schools offer, programs and curriculum around these topics. But it's often helpful to have an external perspective, right? A practical perspective as well, from folks, working in fields that these scholars are pursuing. And so that's what these workshops add to the overall offering as well. If you'll look to the right side of the slide, I'd like to talk about the mentorship component of the scholarship. And this has really been a highlight as it pertains to feedback we've received from our S.M.I.L.E scholars around what have been the most impactful and instrumental offerings of the program. Of course, yes, the money is huge, right? It relieves a massive burden for our scholars. But I mean, immediately following that, our scholars have told us that it is the mentorship that they receive directly from PepsiCo associates that have made such an important difference in their journey. So much so that we've had some scholars even share that had it not been for their mentor from PepsiCo, they're not sure that they would have been able to persist at their four-year university, just given the challenges that came with that transition and building a new community in many situations, moving away from home. And so having that additional resource to add to their network was huge. So our mentorship program is a bit unique. Our scholars are in the program for 2 years, and across those 2 years, we pair them with 3 different mentors, So there are 3 phases to the mentorship component. And in each phase, we are extremely intentional around finding the best mentor from PepsiCo who also align to the scholar in a number of ways. So primarily, we try to match them to PepsiCo professionals who are currently working in their specific degree space. So based on the major of the scholar, we will look internally to help find professionals who have that knowledge and experience working in that space. We also take into account things like ERG affiliations. Are there any shared lived experiences that might be helpful for these scholars to see in their mentor, as well as, if possible, if there is a geographic proximity available between the scholar and the mentor, we take that into account as well. But for each and every one of our scholars and for each phase of the mentorship, we really dive deep and do our best to make the best matches possible here. And again, we're super excited to be able to share this has become one of the prized offerings from the scholarship. And then on the bottom right, we also host executive fireside chats. And so these are opportunities for our scholars, again, who come from underserved communities and often lack access to professional environments or working professionals, giving them an opportunity not only to be exposed to working professionals, but leaders in these spaces who are leading regional, national, sometimes even global agendas, managing multi-million-dollar budgets, teams that have dozens of people on them, and bringing that knowledge and experience into these conversations. The fireside chats are intimate, safe spaces where we encourage our executive leaders to share their stories of triumph over adversity, perseverance through challenging times, so that our scholars can see themselves reflected on the other side. And then finally, in the middle, you will see our S.M.I.L.E Success Summit. This is an event that we launched last year, where we brought our graduating S.M.I.L E scholars, as well as some of our scholars who had chosen to come and join PepsiCo, either in an internship or a full-time capacity, brought them in for an all-expense paid trip to our global headquarters in Purchase, New York, and invited them to this multi-day event that included professional development, networking with senior leaders, team building amongst themselves as a cohort, and so much more. And I'm so delighted with how the event turned out and the impact that it had, not only on our scholars, but internally to our PepsiCo associates who had the opportunity to engage in that event. I know we had Dr. Miles at the event last year, Eileen, and a couple of other folks from WCC who were able to join us in celebrating the accomplishments of this phenomenal class of talent. And we look forward to hosting the event again this year. Next slide, please. So it is my distinct pleasure to now introduce one of our esteemed S.M.I.L E scholars from WCC. So Miss Pamela Morales is one of our inaugural S.M.I.L E scholarship recipients. She was in our very first class of award winners in 2021 and has gone on to do some great things that I'm excited for her to share with you. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Pamela.
Thank you, Tracy. And hello, everybody. Hi, fellow Vikings. It's been a while since I've been a Viking. I'm a class of 2021. Excuse me. And I'm so grateful for my opportunity at WCC and my opportunities as a S.M.I.L E scholar for PepsiCo. And I'm excited to tell you guys a little bit about my journey. So like I had mentioned, I'm a marketing major. I was part of WCC, and there I was involved on campus as a web vice president of marketing. Also, I worked for the Department of Student Involvement, and I was involved in different volunteer opportunities around WCC. And there, I had the chance to grow as a professional, grow as a student, but it was also difficult because I am a first generation student. So, navigating higher education and trying to figure out that part of life was hard, and it was always just seemed so foreign to me. And my family, they're Dominican immigrants, so nobody else had any experience or knowledge as well. But thankfully, because of my involvement and my goals of being a studious person and a professional, I found the opportunity to apply to the PepsiCo S.M.I.L E scholarship, and that changed my life for the better. And I'm so glad and honored to be here now to tell you guys about it, because it truly is a dream come true. So, I didn't have any experience, with transferring, and I also didn't know how I would be able to pay for it. But like they mentioned, it is a scholarship that is every 2 years, that is every year $25,000. So imagine those $25,000 go a long way. It's helped me cover my textbooks, tuition, also helped me just feel that sense of like ease, that I don't have to worry and I'm not going to come out of school with a lot of debt. And apart from that, you also get the financial support of learning how to be better through those workshops. Also, the opportunity to connect with different executives was also something that empowered me to grow as a professional and to understand that there are a lot of similar life experiences that those executives have lived through. But now look, they've persevered, they're leading a huge, well-renowned company, PepsiCo. And so it shows me like, this is where I can end up, this is where I can go if I keep going, if I keep moving forward with my degree. And like Tracy mentioned, the mentorship program was like one of the best parts of the S.M.I.L E scholarship program, because I got to meet with the sustainability director, marketing senior directors, transformation leaders. So these are people who, again, they offer guidance, support, and they can even connect you with opportunities. To tell you a little bit more about my opportunity at PepsiCo, because of my mentors, I was able to learn the ins and out of Pepsi, get the sense of what PepsiCo is really about, and that's what drew me in. As more than just a scholar, but somebody who knows that PepsiCo does care for their people. So, they're investing now in me as a scholar, but they will also invest throughout your time employed at PepsiCo. So I was so honored to get an internship, and Tracy actually helped me. I told her I want to be in Florida. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I've been in New York my whole life, but I really wanted to get out and experience life in Florida. So Tracy connected me with, some of the people that she knew down in like South Florida, and I was able to get an internship after a successful application and interview. I did get the opportunity to be a sales management intern in Pompano Beach, Florida. And that was another reality of like, wow, PepsiCo, they work for your dreams. My dreams of going to a 4-year university, they helped me with that. My dreams of like moving to Florida and starting a professional career, they helped me with that. And now I'm proud to announce that I will be joining PepsiCo as a full-time associate in July, post-graduation. So, it's just been back-to-back dreams coming true. And I'm honestly so grateful because, again, WCC, they do a lot for us. And I'm so grateful for what I've been exposed to at WCC. But, time is coming to an end at WCC. And so it's time to think about the future and where you want to go. And, PepsiCo Foundation, they really do help push you to different heights that you would have never thought that you'd be able to reach by yourself. And so I want to encourage you all to apply today, be the pioneer, whether you're a first generation student or, you're just navigating just difficult barriers of like, systemic problems. I encourage you guys to take the opportunity that PepsiCo is offering and, break down those barriers, break down those boundaries, and make your dreams come true. And it's not only that, you're going to be expected to work for PepsiCo, but just know that, there are so many opportunities within PepsiCo and beyond, but it starts with the S.M.I.L.E scholarship. Thank you, guys. If you have any questions, I'm gonna drop my LinkedIn. You can connect with me. I'll let you know more about it if you guys need any information, but I'm sure that the information you were given today will suffice. And also, I'm sure that they're going to take questions after. But thank you.
Thank you, Pamela. What a truly inspiring story. Thank you for your transparency and talking about what it's like to be, kind of bear that weight, right, of your family's hopes and dreams, and taking that and turning it into being the first to attend college and soon to graduate college. Like, what a legacy that you are leading. We're so proud and quite honestly honored to be a part of that journey for you. We appreciate it, and man, look at what you've accomplished. Like, it's fantastic. To Pamela's point, everyone, you are not required, by the way, to come and work for PepsiCo as a recipient of this scholarship. We recognize that there are lots of high growth industries and companies, high performing companies that our scholars may be interested in. But if you do desire to come and work for PepsiCo, we'd be more than happy to help you get in touch with the right people to pursue those conversations more. But I just want to clarify, it is not a requirement. Okay. Thank you again, Pamela. Next slide. All right, so we have come to the portion of the agenda where we get to open up the floor for questions. So if you feel, if you have any questions, please feel free to leverage the chat function to type those in. You can also raise your hand using that functionality in Zoom, and we will be sure to call on you. Wow, we must have done a really good job with the information if there are no questions.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
My major is computer information systems at WCC. So I would have to probably pick one from the list, right? To go to the university because that one is not on the list. So I'm
Yes,
not sure.
so we don't have that one exactly, but we do have computer and information sciences, which is
Oh,
adjacent to your current major, so that would be eligible.
all right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good question. Agatha, I saw you come off mute. Do you have a question?
Hi, I have a question. My name is Umara.
Oh, hi, Umara.
Hi. Actually, I already submit my application, but the thing is, I forgot to add the recommendation letter. So would that be a problem?
Thank you for that question. Congratulations, first of all, on submitting your application. That is the very first step. I'd actually like to turn that question over to Beverly Kraft from Scholarship America.
Sure. Hello, how are you? You may just email that letter to the PepsiCo Smile at scholarshipamerica.org, and one of either myself or one of my teammates will upload that letter to your application. Now, for this program, a letter of recommendation is not required, but if you would like to submit one, you can certainly do that.
Okay, so I am adding another thing to that question. So how many recommendation would be good? 1, 2, 3.
Because it's not required, so you really don't have to supply any, but if you'd like to supply one, you may supply one. So yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. Agatha, did you have a question?
I already asked about the major computer information systems.
Oh, that was you. I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Devin?
Yes, I have a quick question regarding the actual application itself. So on the application, it requires a number for your gross income. Being that it's tax season and I'm still waiting on some of my taxes to be done, do you think the scholarship committee and judges will take that into consideration if I were to submit maybe like 2 days before?
So what you can do, Devin, is you can either estimate this year's. Are you a dependent or an independent of your parent?
I'm independent.
Okay, so you can either use last year's information or you can estimate for 2023. So you can either use your 2022 information or estimate for 2023. Does
Okay,
that make
thank you.
sense to you?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be exact, but just in the ballpark. Okay, so we realize because of the timing of the year, a lot of people aren't going to have their 2023 taxes completed. So you may use 2022 information or estimate for 2023.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I have a question in the chat. I'm not sure if it's for Tracy or Beverly. Sarah asked, your slide mentioned that applicants should be current students, but I thought that students who completed their associates in December of 2023 were eligible. Can you please clarify?
Thank you for that question, Sarah. So unfortunately, students who have graduated in December would not be eligible. Applicants must be currently enrolled at WCC to be considered. So you have to be a current student at WCC enrolled in classes to be eligible for this scholarship. What I will say is that Scholarship America is an amazing resource, and on their website, they host a massive list of scholarship opportunities spanning multiple industries and from multiple different company sponsors. And so I do encourage you to still go to their website, create a profile, and explore what other scholarship opportunities may be available to you there. That extends not only to folks who've just recently graduated and are still looking to pursue a four-year degree, but also for folks who might be enrolled at WCC now, but your major is outside of the list that we shared as eligible for this scholarship. There may be other opportunities out there available for you. So please, I do want to use this forum to share that Scholarship America is truly an awesome resource. Bev, anything else you'd like to add there on how they create that profile?
Absolutely. I just put the information in the chat about our Scholarship America Hub. Students will enter into the hub, create a student account. Once you have a student account, you'll answer questions in the student profile and click save, and then go to the scholarship tab. And any programs that match your student profile will be available to you in the scholarship tab. If you don't have any matches, don't worry, we add new programs often. So just keep checking back, read the eligibility guidelines of each program you're matched with, but you can apply to as many as you're eligible for. So yes, please visit us.
Great.
I have
Thank you, Bev.
another question in the chat, Tracy, similar, from Joshua. If I'm graduating from WCC in August of 2024 and starting at my four-year school in September, am I eligible?
Yes, you would be. So you would need to be starting your classes in the fall semester at your four-year university. So as long as that does apply, we do encourage you to submit your application.
Hi, I actually had a question from a student that I met with last week that I did not know how to answer. So
Sure.
I was wondering if I could ask on their behalf. They were wondering if they needed to have a FAFSA on file in order to apply for the program, or if that had anything to do with being eligible for the program.
Bev, can you take that one?
Scholarship America. Yep, I'm sorry. Scholarship America will not be looking at your FAFSA, so no worries there. The
Okay.
scholarship application, I have to say, is well laid out online form, and it's fairly easy to complete. It'll take you probably maybe about an hour, just to give you a timeline.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'll let them know.
Okay, I see Devin with your hand raised.
Yeah, I have another quick question. So as we talked a lot about like the mentorship, so let's say if you were to win the scholarship, would the winner be able to mentor future students down the line for a few years, or is it like a one-time thing?
Great question. So the mentorship currently is mostly based on PepsiCo associates. We have had scholars who have reached out to us saying they would love to pay it forward, right? The benefits they receive from the scholarship and helping new scholars who are coming into the program. We haven't finalized what that will look like yet. But it's definitely something that we're discussing and considering what that connectivity should look like. If it has to be something formal, or perhaps we just create an informal opportunity for those folks to meet and develop some organic relationships. So more to come as we flesh that one out. But absolutely a great question. And what I'll say is that as our scholars have gotten to know each other, they've stayed in touch, especially as they completed internships and we're going back to school and potentially, taking similar coursework. And so it's been a great community for them in and of itself.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Tracy, I have another question here. Are
Okay.
we allowed to change our major if it is still in the STEAM/business field? And will the Pepsi scholarship be available for fall 2024 to spring 2025?
That is a fantastic question. So to the first part of it, yes, majors change. I changed my major in college. I totally understand what that feels like. And to you are spot on with that question. If it's, as long as it is still in one of the eligible majors that were outlined on that slide, there would be no issue in the renewal of the scholarship. If it changed beyond the scope of what's outlined on that slide as an eligible major, that would result in forfeiture of the renewal year for the scholarship. And then the second question I believe I heard was, is the scholarship available for fall 2024, spring 25?
Correct.
Thank you. Yes, yes, it is. So that is actually the cycle of the scholarship we're talking about today. So the application that you would submit before the March 1st deadline would be in consideration for a scholarship that would be dispersed beginning fall 2024. These have been great questions. Any others?
I have a question. Is there a minimum number of credits that a student has to take in this current semester to be considered a current student?
I just want to clarify, is the question pertaining to the number of credits you're currently taking at WCC or the number of
Yes.
credits you would?
At WCC?
Okay. No, there's no requirement for what you're taking at WCC as long as you are currently enrolled and you have at least 45 credits earned already, you would be eligible to be considered.
So is it possible for a student who graduated December 2023 to take a class in our upcoming 7.5-week session that starts next month and thus qualify for the S.M.I.L.E scholarship?
I'm not familiar with the structure of grads coming back for a certain session. Is that one maybe we could take offline, and Eileen, maybe you can help me navigate that one? Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question.
Thanks. Sorry to throw a wrench out there.
Any others? I think I see one that just popped in the chat. Is the scholarship available for low-income students or only first generation? So there is opportunity within the how applicants identify socioeconomically disadvantaged students is one of those options. So that would equate to, I think your question, which was around low income, would be eligible to apply. Devin?
Yeah, really just one last question for me.
Sure.
So if, let's say, you meet all the criteria, what advice would you give to somebody applying for this scholarship? Like maybe what activities should they be involved in school?
Oh, that's a great question. I would love for Bev to answer this as she is familiar with reviewing the selections. Pamela, did I see you raise your hand?
Yeah, I just wanted to just input that, I don't think it's necessarily, but, Bev will talk more about like the criteria, but as long as, you want this, not just so that you can be like, yeah, like, I just want to be rich, but like if you want this because, you really do want to represent the people that, your family represent, like people who look like you want to make a difference and you want to be a leader and you want to be somebody who can make a difference in the world, apply. I don't think that you have to be already like 5 different club leaders and doing 30 hours of volunteer work. But if you really want this and you want to, again, change your life, then I think, just show why you want this and how it will help you change the world, you know?
Yeah, that's a great, great encouragement, Pamela, and I think it's spot on. I want Bev to add to, but I just will share. I also want you to consider that there are ways to demonstrate leadership beyond club membership, right? So think about responsibilities that execute daily within your own household. Maybe you are a caregiver for a younger sibling or an elder parent. Perhaps you're translating for non-native English speakers in your home, right? And having to use both sides of your brain throughout the day. There's so many ways in which you're probably already showing yourself as a leader. So don't limit it to just, being a member of a club on campus or extracurricular activities. That's how about from you?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. We want students to take their time with their application, answer each question as thoughtfully and carefully as you can, be yourself. Put down the community activities that you've participated in, the school activities that you've participated in, your volunteer, if you, again, like what Tracy said, help at home, those type of things. And like I said, just be yourself, do the best job you can on that application. Each question is important, so take your time. Don't hurry through. And most of our evaluators are college professors and teachers. They're very used to working with students, and they really care about what they do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you for the question. No, thank you.
I'm glad to hear this because I was being worried about it because I always worked full time and I could never participate in anything in school. But I have received a PepsiCo scholarship in the past, this
Yay.
last semesters, which helped me a lot. Now I am able to participate in one activity in school, which is really good. I never done it, but this is the only one, and it's my last semester here at WCC. But it's good to know that it's not really the requirement for the.
Right. Just list what you've participated in and your work experience,
Mm-hmm.
and just complete that application as carefully as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's
There's a
fine.
section in the application that will ask you specifically around, those activities and your previous work experience. I would also encourage you to highlight it in your essay, right? And call out, for example, if you hadn't had a chance to participate in extracurricular activities because you were working, what are some of the attributes that you were able to gain through that work experience that would translate to what you would have gained elsewhere, right? So definitely fill it out in the sections in the application, but make sure you highlight that in the essay as well. I will tell you all that our scholars, so at this point, we've awarded 75 S.M.I.L.E scholarships, and it is a very diverse recipient base in that folks that have received our scholarships have ranged ages as young as 17, being dual enrolled in college, as well as some who are over 40, who went back to community college to change careers and start learning a different career path and industry. We've had single parents. We've had folks who've immigrated to the United States to try and provide a better life for themselves and for their families. We've had members of the military. We've had people with disabilities, right? So I just want to, I'm sharing that to say, don't count yourself out. Don't limit yourself because you may not fit in what you believe to be like a cookie cutter mold for a scholarship recipient. We want to help the folks who are most in need and that we know have the most potential to go on, persist, and thrive. So if we haven't said it enough, go ahead and apply.
Exactly.
Any other questions? Pamela, I see that you shared your LinkedIn information. I know that's going to be so valuable, and y'all, she means it. Okay, so if you message her on LinkedIn, she will respond and will be more than happy to connect with you all. Just because she's a great human being, but she has a true passion for this work and especially for the Viking family. So if nothing else, even if it's beyond questions about the scholarship and just her experience in general and transitioning to a four-year school, Pamela is a great resource for you. All right. So if you all have any other questions, maybe you think of something after the call ends, I do want to remind you that you can submit those to PepsiCo S.M.I.L.E at scholarshipamerica.org. Or if you'd like to speak with someone live about your questions, you can also call the number listed on the screen, that 507-931-0468, and a member of the Scholarship America team will be happy to assist you with your questions. I think an excellent, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I just wanted to make mention of the fact that here in the transfer office, myself and my associate Robin are also more than happy to help. You know, if you had any questions, you want to sit down with us, we can kind of guide you in the right direction. We can also review the essays if you guys need a second set of eyes and just, you know, want to bounce something off of us in terms of the essay, or the Academic Support Center is also available to help you put together an essay. All information that was discussed in the presentation can be found on the Transfer Services tab on the WCC website. So you can definitely go there as well if you just wanted to refresh your memory on anything that was discussed during the presentation. If you wanted to make an appointment with either myself or Robin in the transfer office, you can do so through Viking Success. And again, we are more than happy to sit with you and help you in any way that we can, whether it be with the with any transfer, the transfer process or the application process for this wonderful scholarship. So, we're definitely here to assist. And I just wanted to let you know that you can reach us through Viking Success. And one more thing, the deadline, just a friendly reminder about the deadline, it's March 1st at 3 p.m.
And it's 3 p.m. Central Time. So
yes.
This is Bev from Scholarship America. The direct link to the landing page, not the application. So the learnmore.scholarsupply.org, PepsiCo S.M.I.L.E, is actually the direct link to the landing page. So you'll read all the eligibility guidelines, and if you're eligible, you'll click on Apply Now, which will take you directly to the Scholarship America Hub, where you will set up a student account, create and answer the student profile questions, click Save, and then when you go to the Scholarship tab, the S.M.I.L.E application will be available for you. If it's not, go back and double check the questions you answered within the student profile. And if you're still having trouble matching, give us a call.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bev. So with that ends our presentation. We just want to thank everyone again. Please mark your calendars for that scholarship deadline. Don't wait until the very last minute. You're on the call right now. It's on your mind. Go ahead, create your profile and start that application. Please do take advantage of all the resources, that Nedra mentioned that are available to you at your fingertips at WCC, and we look forward to seeing your applications come through. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Jose, I see a question.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So what's cool? I'm gonna get an associate next year. Can I just put my information and then do it next year for the PepsiCo scholarship? Or...
I want to make sure I'm understanding your question correctly. You'll be transferring to a four-year university next year in 2025?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we are this process is specific to 2024. So this will be for applicants who are looking to transition to a four-year university this year. So I would not encourage you to submit your application this year, as you would not be eligible. But we will be back with more information once we understand what's available for 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Take care.
Thank you so much, everybody. Awesome. Cross our
Great
fingers.
job, Tracy. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Thanks, Pamela. Loved having you here.
you guys for having me.
Thank you, Pamela. Keep in touch.
For sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Jose. The best.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.